Anda kembali lagi di Prime World CNBC Indonesia dan saat ini saya masih bersama dengan ambasador dari Finlandia untuk Indonesia, His Excellency Jari Sinkari. Ambassador Jari, when I was studying for my master's degree, I learned a lot about the Finnish educations, and we do know that Finland is a country with the best education system in the world and also the happiest country in the world. So, can you tell us what is the secret here?
Well, if I start with the education, the system very much based on trust, so that the government trusts that the education system is good, and then the schools have quite a lot of liberty in how to attain the goals, the broad goals that are set by the government, and then the teachers have a lot of liberty to achieve the goals of the schools. So we don't have standardized testing like nationwide standardized testing, and then also we trust that the teachers, they are doing a good job. All of them, they have a master's degree. So if you cannot crystallize the education system, that it gives enough freedom and it gives enough trust, so that the teachers get best out of themselves and schools get best out of themselves. Then talking about the happiness, there's a small connection between the good education system and the happiness index. In this United Nations way of measuring the happiness, they take into consideration also the access to good quality education, access to good quality healthcare, and then also the standard of living. And then Finnish people are satisfied when they are healthy, they have good family relations, and then they have friends. So I think that when you put all this into the equation, the result is that the education is good, and it's one component of the happiness index. But I can say one small anecdote, that it was a surprise for the Finnish people that they would be the happiest country in the world. Now that we have been that for 4 times in a row, little by little it starts to kick in that even the Finns, they understand that we are actually happy.
Okay, so the main goal of the Finnish people here is basically just being happy and healthy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's very interesting. Ambassador Jari, how do you think the education system should adapt, in the time of the Covid-19 pandemic? Do you think learning from school and learning from home makes a huge difference in terms of the output?
Yes and no, in a way that, for example, in Finland, we had to do it almost overnight, from classroom teaching to online teaching, and it happened rather well. But I think that because it has, there have been this period that you have depended on online teaching, that of course it will hamper the results. In Indonesia, there is this kind of the hard fact is that a quite large number of people, they don't have access to the internet, to online. So that of course that makes it more difficult to organize. If you don't have like cell phones, I mean, what can you do? Or if the big family shares one cell phone only, how do you manage with that? But I think that on the other hand, Indonesians, you're very good at online. I mean, if you think of the use of the social media, I think you're the champions of the world. So I think that if you can put these things together and manage to incentivize online teaching with the social media, for example, they would be good possibilities. But for the young kids, I feel sorry for them, that because school is not only learning, it's also to bond with your friends and develop social skills in real life. So that has been a big big loss, not only in Indonesia but all over the world, that the kids and the young people, they have not been able to really to meet each other in in the amount, I mean, with the amount that they would require for this social development.
Okay, we'll take the social media use as a compliment, Ambassador Jari. Okay, now moving on to MotoGP 2022, there will be 2 additional races, MotoGP Indonesia and also MotoGP Finland. So how can maybe Finland share its experience in hosting such grand event to Indonesia?
That's a difficult question, because I must confess that I'm not a MotoGP specialist, and but I found it also like a nice coincidence that there is the Finnish MotoGP and Indonesian GP for the season of 2022. I think that generally speaking, when you have a big events, you just have to be careful and apply this like 3M or 5M, that you use the masker and you keep the distance and wash hands and try to keep the distance between the people. I don't know whether there have been some communication between the organizing teams in Finland and Indonesia in Lombok concerning that. But I think that the general rules of how to organize big events, I think that we also in Indonesia, you know how to do it. Yes.
Okay, but how do you see the economic potential driven, by hosting such grand world-class event, during the time of economic recovery?
I think that what we need kind of like good experiences in general, because this COVID time has been quite gloomy time. So if this, it's kind of like a symbolic thing, not only for Lombok but nationally. And I've seen how happy your President Jokowi has been when he has been inspecting the progress of the place. So it gives the feeling that life goes on, and then it can be as a symbol, and it can boost the consumption locally, and then it can boost the general feeling. And when the people are feeling good and optimistic, they consume more, and that's good for the economy if they consume with sustainable way.
Okay, and of course, it will impact positively our tourism sector as well, yeah, Ambassador Jari?
Yes.
Okay, so next question, Ambassador Jari, what are your hopes, for both Finland and also Indonesia, who both debuted as MotoGP organizers?
Of course, my hope will be that the both races they carried on with the way that that is not creating any health risks, and people they will be I mean that spectators will be happy, and then that there will be no accidents on the actual race. I think that the happiness, good spirit, and then healthy conditions. I think that would be my wish list.
Okay, that's the main goal, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Ambassador, you mentioned about, the difficulties and, having to implement the health protocols during the COVID-19 pandemic. So what are the other challenges that Finland faced when hosting the MotoGP 2022?
Now we're talking about something that will happen in the future. I think that, well, I'm getting a little bit philosophical here. I think that the long-term challenge of these races is that how they are living with this idea of sustainability. That how maybe they could. I'm talking about in the future. That in the future maybe they could introduce more sustainable gasoline and maybe that take into consideration in the organization, so that you could use less electricity. I don't know, but the idea would be to kind of like that how to
innovate, yeah.
Yeah, like in the future, how to make this car racing and motor racing more sustainable for environment. I think that would be maybe the long term challenge.
what is the main challenge here? Has the COVID-19 pandemic really give a big challenge in terms of increasing the trade between Finland and also Indonesia?
Yeah, I think that this kind of like behind all the businesses are people, and then behind the finding new markets is the movement of people. That if there is an obstacle that threatens the free movement of people, then it affects also the business.